Hello, everyone. Welcome back to some more Oxygen Not Included. Freaking love this game, man. It is so much fun. So we're on cycle 196. Last video was around 150, so gone quite a bit. Bristle Blossom Farm is still functioning wonderfully. Pretty happy about that. One problem I did run into after setting these suits up and then stealing this off was that, well, I knew this was going to happen, but I just didn't plan for it ahead of time. But I planned on moving my food up here, but I never set it up prior to this. So right now, if a dupe wants food, they have to put on a suit, run down here, grab one, take off the suit, etc. So sometimes it'll pop up like people are starving or they can't get to the food, but eventually they get it, so it's not a big deal. And my original plan was to just filter out all the carbon dioxide with this guy, but, well, as you can see, I backed up fully on oxygen, so now we're just pumping oxygen into here, which isn't like forcing out the carbon dioxide, so it's not really a big problem, but at the same time, we're not actually actively setting this up. One thing I could do is pump this carbon dioxide up into here, and maybe seal it off with a door, but I don't know. We're just going to leave it for now. It's not that big a deal. I can always shut this off if like I run out of power or oxygen or something, and they'll be able to get to the food, so no big problem. Let's see, what else? We got some suits set up over here. One reason I set up is because I had too much oxygen. As you can see, I still have too much oxygen. My base is completely saturated with oxygen here, and I'm pumping into suits, and I still have too much. I need to maybe fork off and start pumping into these, because this pump's kind of useless at this point. That might be what I do. I've set up some Weezeworts around my base, mainly around this toilet area, because what I did was I hooked up the geyser water, the hot water over here. I hooked it up to my toilets, and then I can sieve out some of the heat. So it's coming in around 60, mid-50s to 60s. So we tag on up here to the toilets, and then we run the water through the sieve and delete, I don't know, 20 degrees or so. But one thing it does is it dumps heat into my bathroom. So a couple Weezeworts around here, and we're fine. I do want to get one set up over here because I was noticing that the heat was a bit high. See, did we grab it? We did. It's right here. Okay. Spom setup, I had some issues with it. So one thing that was happening was like maybe I didn't set it up properly, but I had a little layer of oxygen right here. As you can see, I still have a little bit of oxygen in here, but I had a lot, like I don't know, 4 kilograms or so of oxygen in here. So what was happening is it was breaking my I was breaking my hydrogen generator here, and we need to find a way to vent the excess hydrogen. I'm actually researching industrial storage so we can start pumping it into a tank. But regardless, so I had some issues with this oxygen, so I had to tap in here to the bottom and then tap up through here and let the oxygen fall through. And in doing so, all the hydrogen that I had pumped into here went up into this area, so I've now got oxygen in here for cooling, but it doesn't seem to really affect it. It's only been going for a couple cycles, so we'll see. It may affect it. I may have to like finagle some hydrogen in here somehow. Maybe just pop a tile open right here and let the hydrogen from this vent that's not connected, I just realized. Ooh. You know what? Well, I'll have to do that later. I'm going to have to reconnect this vent. That way the excess hydrogen can come back into here, and then we can pop this tile open and just let the oxygen get pushed out. We will lose some of the cooling that we have in here, but it was actually getting too cold, which is why I have this metal tile here. And when I set it up, I was wondering if that would be the case, if it would just get too cold. I considered putting a door under it so I could shut 2 of them off, but I didn't really like that because I would have to like pop down here and then this wouldn't be 4 tiles high and it would annoy me, so I didn't do that. Like this sandstone here, how'd that even get there? That's annoying the hell out of me, man. I need to sweep that up. But yeah, so I think just putting this tile here to cool down all this stuff will actually balance it out, and the oxygen will come out at a nice 26 degrees, looks like. So around the 20-degree mark was pretty good. So I think this one tile here will help balance that out, and I won't have to mess with it anymore. Let's see what else we got going on. Not a whole lot. We did have another geyser over here, which is a hot polluted oxygen vent. So 500-degree polluted oxygen. Now it doesn't put out a lot, 200 grams a second. That's like 2 dupes. So I don't know if it's even worth messing with right now. Maybe like later on. But I don't know. I have to cool it down. I know they're coming out with like steel pumps, so you know I could potentially use this to run a turbine and cool down the oxygen, and then convert it to regular oxygen with the deodorizers. So that's a thing. Or maybe I'll mess around with the liquid oxygen. I've never actually done that. Never done it in this game. So maybe I'll try and make a liquid oxygen generator, and we'll mess around with that. Not a whole lot else is going on as far as around the map. I haven't really done too much exploring. We do have this basin like pretty much fully set up here. We've just got one opening up here, which I'll probably leave. With the one Wheezewort here, I don't see it. I don't see steam escaping. So one problem I do have with this is that the steam vents like duplicate the gas that's around them, and it's so annoying that this happens. It's a bug, and it happens every time. The only real way to avoid it is to vacuum pump out the steam room, and well, this is a gigantic room. That would just take way too many resources to do right now. So we're just going to be duplicating polluted oxygen and oxygen, and it's just going to happen. There's nothing I can do about it. So I don't know. I don't like it because I feel like I'm cheating. I feel like I'm getting like free oxygen and stuff, but there's nothing I can do at the moment without probably ruining the game. Because if I like start dumping power into pumping this out and stuff, it's going to cause a bunch of issues, and then I'll have to have like additional cooling because the steam will have nothing touching it. I guess the sides of this could cool it. Still though, I'm not going to mess around with it because I have other things that are priority to this base. That are pivotal to the survival of it. If I don't do them, then I could potentially just kill off all my dupes. And we don't want that. So we've dug into some igneous rock here because that's going to be what we mainly make insulated tiles out of. We've also got some coal over here we're digging to. Let's do something like that. Got some more iron and things, some more coal. So we're actually really good on power for a while, so I don't need to rush it, but that is next on the agenda. I believe. Because I still have quite a bit of water, although, you know, I may want to get an aqua tuner set up so I can cool water for my plants, honestly. But I'm going to need power to do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to burn through my coal. So power has to be first. And I'm thinking petroleum generator. It's going to generate more water for me, right? It's going to get the polluted water, obviously, but we can use that to cool down the aqua tuner, potentially. Although I'll probably just use oil, but we'll get to that later. I'm getting off track here. So I'm thinking petroleum generators for power. And not really sure where I'll set those up. I have to figure out some like cooling system for those as well. Bunch of cooling problems basically, but yeah. We're just digging down to the oil so we can start making petroleum. That's kind of the first step, and then we've already got everything researched for it. Our research is actually pretty dang good, I must admit. Yeah, pretty dang good. Industrial storage isn't like a necessary thing right now, but nothing else is either. I don't really have anything that's like a must-have. Maybe ranching is kind of important, but I don't really plan on doing that too much. Maybe at the least, I'll just like slap my hatches in a room and throw a feeder in there. Which I still only have one hatch, but we do have some cracks we can dig up. Actually, let's plan on digging those up right now, just to see if we have any more hatches. I'm betting we've got a couple at least, right? We have to have a couple at least. So we'll dig up some of these and then figure it out later. How's our Spom doing here? So the temperature looks like it's, yeah, it looks like it's balancing out at around 20, 22 or so. So that's pretty good. So I like this setup. I don't really have to mess with it at all. Don't have to monitor anything. Just make sure water's going into it. I know there's some other setups that are not really similar to this, but actually more compact, but they don't have any cooling like built into them. I like that this has the cooling just built in with 4 Weezwords. It's pretty nice. Easy to manage, don't have to worry about it. And that's kind of key in this kind of base, the ravaging hunger. The less you have to worry about, the better, because when things go wrong, it's horrible, man. It is extremely horrible. But getting down to the oil is going to be kind of the priority going forward here. Creating some petroleum. And you know what I should be doing? I should be running some pipes as I go down. Keep my dupes busy. As well as some wire. That way when I do go to build it, it's like, you know, a lot of it's already built. Don't have to worry about it. I like it like that. So let's actually build this. It's going to destroy that floor. I mean, we can technically still get over there from this way. Well, I don't. All of my iron disappeared for a second there. You know what? We'll just leave it there for now. There's not too much more that needs to be built. Although I can run this all the way down, something like that. And then the pipe as well. Although I may build like the petroleum stuff kind of right here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll leave it there. That'll be fine. I am starting to kind of create a heat barrier here. I mean, I've got it planned out. They haven't really started working on it yet, but the main heat source is kind of over here, so that's where I'm going to focus. And down below, these things are generating some. Over here, maybe to an extent, but this isn't bad. Up here a little bit. Top is fine. So this area is going to be the last area that I have to put a temperature barrier in. No thermo nullifiers yet, but we do have a cold biome over here that we haven't uncovered. Oh, we have uncovered it. Okay, look at that. Thermo nullifier. All right. Perfect. Ooh, we got a geyser over here as well. Maybe it's a cool slush. Man, I find myself always wishing for cool slush geysers. Just like, please, give me a cool slush geyser, please. They're so amazing. They put out tons of water and it's super cold. Like, what else could you want? Kind of makes cooling things a non-factor. But, yeah. So we're going to pop up there. Go ahead and make this out of granite. Then we're going to pop over here. Dig that out, see what we got. Should probably dig out the thermo nullifier as well. Let's just dig down to that, I guess. And submit bioscan. There we go. Hopefully, man. We got pretty lucky with the geysers down here. Not gonna lie. Like, this set right next to each other, like, what more could you want for your cool steam vents? It's so awesome. And I've got a nice surplus of water built up here. Like, I'm extremely happy with this. No worries at all about water. We've still got all this. And these should support like 9. Yeah, these should support my 1 electrolyzer and my, what is it, 38 bristle blossoms. No problems. We should have a little excess water actually. And with our toilets and stuff cooling things down, I don't think we're going to have any issues. As you can see, the water is around 70 degrees. But when these go dormant, overpressure. Oh my goodness. See, this is the problem. It's actually overpressured, so it can't emit steam. Wait, the steam over here isn't cooling down. Oh. Oh, okay. I know what I need to do. So let's just build one metal tile, like right here. Maybe two. We're just gonna vent the heat right out into the environment. Because that's way more important than, like, I don't care if we heat this area up. I don't care. We're gonna be putting a heat barrier here. So this, we can heat all this up. That's fine. But this is a problem. These things, they need to continuously produce water. Because when they go dormant, like, that's a long period that I don't have water being produced. So when they're not dormant, they need to constantly be producing. With this little pocket of steam, which is kind of weird. I guess the oxygen is forcing it down. There's oxygen below it too, so I don't know why it's like not floating down to. It's so weird. The gas interactions in this game are very confusing sometimes. The granite at the bottom here doing still pretty well to cool this down, and I'm surprised that the temperature in here has lasted as long as it did. I thought it would drop a lot quicker than this, but so this is actually going to be a nice little cooling area for a while, a couple hundred cycles probably. But yeah, let's get these tiles built, get it cooling down. As you can, there's some water coming in from my toilets at 38 degrees, so it's going to do a little bit of cooling. Yeah, we're pumping germs into the water, but who cares, right? We're not using the water for direct food. We're just feeding our bristle blossoms and our oxygen, which there's actually no. I guess is it cold enough for the oxygen to die? I thought electrolyzers created. Maybe it doesn't have food poisoning. I don't know. I thought electrolyzers created oxygen with food poisoning when you fed them water with food poisoning, but maybe that's just the algae terrariums. Okay, Hassan. I did that just for the learning because he's basically trained in everything else. He's trained in this, right? Yeah. I guess we'll just give him. Oh, I don't know. Sure. Give him some operation abilities. So my dupes are going to be training like everything pretty soon, which is kind of nice. Let's go ahead and build a ladder right here so we can reach this stuff. Although I don't want to let chlorine into my base. So let's not go that deep just yet. Prioritize that one. It's okay if we let a little bit. I don't want to just like open up this to pour in here. So we're going to hit it from the bottom, I think. Actually, let's just plan on doing that. So we'll go igneous rock because that's what I have over here. Oh, we have actually granite. Okay, let's build it out of granite since that's what's close. Then we'll come up to like right there. Dig that out and we should be able to build this entire wall. Perfect. So we're going to have a little bit of chlorine in here. Nothing really we can do about that. I guess we can prioritize the ones that the chlorine's going to leak the most in, but I don't know. We're going to get chlorine in here regardless. We're not going to dig all this out for a while anyway, so it's not that big a deal. All right, heat barrier in progress. Building a little bit of the pipes. Let's see a little more. It'd be nice if we got like an oil geyser, but I don't know that I'd have the water to run that, honestly. Unless this guy was a cool slush geyser over here. But you know what? I might just prioritize this because I want to find out what it is. Well, we're going to have to dig this guy out. Here we go. And here's a little tip. If you guys are ever like building into an ice biome or digging into an ice biome like this, leave a little lip, because anything that melts won't like pour into your corridor or whatever. So it'll just puddle up right here. I always used to just dig straight in, and I'd always have water just like pouring out, and dupes would have to step in it and get the stress debuff and whatnot. But that timer is going to mean we are out of a time. So not a lot happened, but we kind of explained, where we're going in the future and everything is going great. So no issues. Knock on wood. But if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. Let me know I'm doing a good job. Leave a comment if you have any questions, ideas, etc. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.